Hey, what is up, you guys? I hope you're all having a great Thursday. Today, in this video, we are going to be analyzing and breaking down Amberlynn's Scottie. Now, if you're looking for someone to read this novel, I'm using that in quotes loosely, check out Always Ymir, because they're doing a series where they read it and it's funny and hilarious and amazing, and that's where I started watching it. But that's not what this video is about. See, we're not going to just be reading, we're going to be breaking down everything in this and kind of exploring Amberlynn's mindset as she wrote this. I think Scottie is one of the biggest clues and inside knowledge into Amber's mind. I think anyone's creative writing can really tell you about them. I do some creative writing, which is why I have a Wattpad to read this on. Anyway, Amber claims that she wrote this when she was 17, but I really do not believe that. It literally says last published 2017, and I'm pretty sure that was like right before Amber started dating Beck. See, I think Amber wrote this in her bedbound era when she was with Beck. Now, the first thing I want to talk about are the tags that Amber used for this story. Now, I have highlighted 2 tags Amber used. One of them is teen pregnancy, which is kind of probably popular on Wattpad. I don't know, because I'm not a weirdo and I don't read that kind of stuff. But the other one is abuse. Now, the way Wattpad works is these tags are in the order that Amber had typed them. So the very first tag Amber used for this story was abuse, which the only abuse really going on in this story is Amber's character to other people, but let's move on. Now, in this story, we are reading from the perspective of Scottie, Amberlynn's character. Now, Scottie is what we call a self-insert, and there's a lot of those in this story. A self-insert is when an author, obviously, inserts themselves into the story, whether unconsciously or consciously, most of the time consciously. But I believe that Amber didn't write this as herself. She's trying to be writing in the, mindset of Scottie, but it doesn't work because Amber cannot relate to other people. Amber doesn't understand how other people think and feel and what actual emotion is. So this Scottie character is her. This is why we get the best understanding of Amberlynn's mindset when we read this shit. Now, it starts off with Scottie kind of telling us what's happening around her. She's a junior, she's in 11th grade. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that Amber, or Scottie, says boring teachers, long lectures, kindergarten allowances. Now, I know a lot of people say school is boring, but Amber literally believes that school is hell, school is boring, because she never went. Amber never went to school. She thought that Christmas was in fall, she doesn't know where Russia is, and she didn't know Abraham Lincoln was a president. The bitch makes a million spelling mistakes in this story, and she's illiterate. And no, it's not because she was constantly moving around in foster homes. It's because she didn't pay attention in school and she skipped class all the time. Amber literally talks about skipping class, so I'm pretty sure she skipped class numerous times. She also says kindergarten allowances. Now, most people do not get an allowance. So this means Amber either wishes she got an allowance when she was younger, she did get an allowance when she was younger, or she saw this on TV. Now, I am willing to believe that she did get an allowance, because look how she treated Crystal's money, and also, she's literally a spoiled brat. While I do know that Amber's parents neglecting her and them fighting all the time is a truth, that is a fact, I do not believe half the shit Amberlynn tells us about her childhood. If Amber is one thing, it's obese. But if she's a second thing, it's a liar. And she will do anything, and I mean anything, including lying about cancer, which she did, to get sympathy. Now, back to the allowance thing. She literally says during the summer, I'm allowed $200 a week. That is not a kindergarten allowance. That is spoiled rich kid allowance. Either Amber doesn't know how money works, she doesn't know the value of $1, which is giving Tofia, or she genuinely thinks this is normal. Honestly, it could go either way. And she then says, during the school year, I get $15 a week. Now that I could see being a real allowance, maybe. But only if you're a good kid, which Amber was not, and is not in this story. She then goes on to say, during the summer, my curfew is 2 a.m. This is like the biggest highlight that shows that her parents literally never gave a shit about her at all. Because what the fuck do you mean your curfew is 2 a.m.? Bitch, that's literally the next day. That's not even a curfew. During the school year, my curfew is 6 p.m. Which, that's a really early curfew. Like, that's even ridiculous. I mean, it's not 2 a.m. ridiculous, but it's still ridiculous. All of this that I'm talking about, the allowance, the curfew, it really just shows how out of touch Amber is, and we will continue to see this. She then says, my parents enroll me in the military without even asking, it feels. Constant chores, instructions, rules. If there's one thing Amber hates, it's rules and instructions. And chores. If Amber's mother tells her to go do the dishes, she's not gonna fucking do it. And if she does, she's gonna whine and complain and be purposefully incompetent. Also, notice how the only, actual example she could come up with is chores. She then goes on to say, my parents are really good parents, though. This obviously is not the case, though, when we read the story. Her parents do not give a shit about her or the sister character at all. Just proof of what Amber thinks a good parent is. Now, this next part is pretty crazy. She says, my mom and dad met when my mom was 18 and my dad was 15. Your dad's a victim. Especially because she says definitely love at first sight. What? I think this shows just how normal Amber thinks 18 and 15 together is. Because that was her and Casey. She was 18 and Casey was 15. Now I'm going to get really psychological right now. Amber craves male validation so bad. So bad. And we know this, duh. But I think it is because her father neglected her as a child, as a teenager, as whatever. This could also be why she resents her mother so much. Her mother chose drugs over her. Her father always chose her mother instead of the kids. Amber was raised on violence and jealousy. Because when she went to those foster homes, she saw normal-esque families and was jealous of them. And of course, she'd misbehave and take advantage of their kindness, and that's why she got kicked out and moved constantly. And of course, we know what Amber's true personality is like. We know her true self now. She really is her father's daughter. Instead of drugs, she chose food. I think a lot of lolcows have this in common, this doomed from the start destiny. They're kind of fated to fail. The main difference is Amber didn't have to fail. She could have been successful, but she's not. She failed, and now everyone knows what a piece of shit she is. Now, let's go back to the story. Amber says, I hope I find love like that. Now, if you're an adult and you're writing about teens, I don't think that's weird. You're just writing about teens. You were a teen at one point. I've written about teen characters. But it really depends on the way you write them. Amber is a predator. She wants someone young, someone vulnerable that she can, take advantage of so that they can take care of her. She is a narcissist. Narcissist wants to cause chaos. They're the ultimate victim, and Amber plays that up in this story. Also, I'm done with this screenshot, but I want to point out that Amber steals a sausage because, of course, she does. That fat bitch. Oh my god. In this next paragraph, Amber's obviously trying to be me. The character Scottie's dad is a cop. My dad is a cop. Was a cop. Amber, stop stealing my life or I'm going to pull a Tofia and I'm going to sue you. Now, there's a really strange thing Amber puts in this paragraph. She says, even though I was getting older, it had nothing to do with my relationship with my parents. Which, first of all, there's so many spelling mistakes there. But the main thing is, Amber believes that as you get older, you grow apart from your parents. Which was true for her, but that's not true for everyone. Most people still love their parents and spend time with them and do stuff with them as they get older. Also, she asks when her dad will come home, and the mom says around 9 he has some meeting. While my dad used to get home super late when he was a cop, I don't remember him ever being late because of a meeting. No, it's because he was getting shot at, probably. So, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Now, this is when it gets really insane. The sister comes down the stairs in this movie moment. Mind you, her sister is 14 in this story. Now, Amber, before I actually speak this into existence, oh my god, I'm gonna have to read this out loud. Please pray for me. I do want to say that Amber does not have any sisters. She only had brothers. And I do have sisters. So I'm going to kind of put in my opinion. Amber says her sister's wearing a pink spaghetti strap. Whoa, she has boobs. First of all, what? Nobody talks about their sister this way at all, ever. Unless you're like deep southern, you know what I mean. Also, as a girl with massive watermelons, they don't just pop up out of nowhere. They gradually get bigger. So either Amber's never home, never sees her sister, or, I don't know, her sister got a boob job. Then it gets worse somehow. She says, short jean skirt, her sister's wearing short jean skirt, surprised I can't see her underwear. First of all, why are you looking? Second of all, literally the next sentence, she says she's wearing pink leggings. So for a 14-year-old, I feel like this is a pretty appropriate outfit. Like, okay, you got a spaghetti strap. You know, you got a skirt too, but you're wearing leggings underneath, so it's fine. Like, it's not that bad. Also, I just realized her sister's totally gonna get dress coded at the school. Like, spaghetti straps are not allowed at school, so I hope she brought a jacket. Then Amber says that her sister's wearing her own makeup, like her sister's wearing Scottie's makeup. First of all, please don't share makeup products. Also, especially not with Amber, because she has herpes, which she knowingly spread to Destiny and Beck, mind you. So already, just side rant, put Amber in jail, like for real. Now, Amber then says, decide to take a shopping spree in my damn closet. So keep that in mind that these clothes are supposedly Scottie's clothes. Also, she says the mom's sister died last month in a car crash, but wouldn't that just be your aunt? So, also, what does that have to do with your sister? Then the mom says go up and change, wipe some of that makeup off. And the mom looked shocked. Now, I know Amber is morbidly obese and she doesn't understand how style works. But you don't just out of the blue randomly one day decide to change your style completely and wear whatever you want and go crazy just out of the blue. You experiment with different things over time. So I don't understand why they're both shocked about this. This just shows Amber did not have a normal family dynamic at all. She then describes what Samantha used to dress like, which, I mean, why are you being ugly? Why are you, being like that? You'd be supportive of your sister's style change, you know? Like, what the fuck? And then, of course, the sister has to say, I want to be more like my sister. Please. Of course, Amber needs someone to want to be her, so yeah. Also, there's literally nothing inappropriate about this outfit except maybe the spaghetti strap top. And I guess the short skirt, we don't actually know how long the skirt is, but she has leggings underneath. So again, it's not even that bad. It's just like a typical 2010s outfit. Then, of course, Amber has to make her dad a rage monster and say that he'd be furious if he saw Samantha like that. But I guess that coincides with Amber's childhood. Anyway, you guys, that's chapter 1 of Scottie. We're already experiencing the degeneracy of Amber. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and let me know if you want more. And I will see you all in the next one. Bye!